Red Bull has fired two executives who are trying to increase diversity, they say, at the company after some map got leaked that had some offensive names on it. Apparently, the Trump-supporting Austrian Red Bull boss fired top U.S. executive team for leaking internal documents showing some employees are furious at the company's failure to address Black Lives Matter. I believe the Trump-loving boss of Red Bull understands the phrase, get woke, go broke. And he thought to himself, I would very much like not to get broke, so I'll fire these people. Well, we have an update on the story. I'll give you the quick bullet points from the Daily Mail. They say, North American Chief Executive Stefan Kozak and North American President and Chief Marketing Officer Amy Taylor were let go. Both Kozak and Taylor are said to have pushed for more diversity and inclusion. A third executive, head of global culture marketing, Florian Klaas, has also left the energy drink brand after she allegedly approved a racist slide shown in a meeting. We reject racism in every form. We always have, we always will, says Red Bull. Red Bull's global boss, Dietrich Mateschitz, is a Trump admirer who has spoken out against political correctness. Well, that's the gist of the story, but we have some more updates. Red Bull execs outlined plans to increase diversity efforts a month before being fired. Here's the slide deck. Now, the image they're showing is an image of the guy. But this is interesting to me. In the United States, there's a reason why it's very difficult to weed out the intersectionalists. It's because retaliation is not legal. So if someone says they want intersectionalism and you say, no, I will fire you, they say, help, help, I'm being repressed. And they contact the EEOC. And then all of a sudden you're being sued because it is illegal to retaliate. You see, the idea is not that they're spreading a religion. They say, we're just trying to end discrimination. And so he retaliated against us. Well, I guess the Red Bull is Austrian, so they probably said, shove it. Here's the news. They said a month before being fired, July 13th, former Red Bull North American CEO Stefan Kozak and President and CMO Amy Taylor announced ambitious plans to increase Black representation at the company, its marketing and community outreach. Multiple employees saw their firing as an act of retaliation by Red Bull corporate leadership in Austria, who the employees believe were less interested in the project and unhappy about the leaks of an employee letter urging more public support for Black Lives Matter and an offensive slide from a corporate event in February. You see, they got fired. At least their boss is willing to stand up for this. But I think the rest of you need to as well. Look, if somebody comes around and they start preaching some weird culty gospel at your energy drink company, you need to put a stop on it fast. Stop it before it gets worse. Red Bull makes a caffeine-laced soda. Okay, I know I'm being a bit of a jerk. It's an energy drink, fine. Got some B vitamins in it. Why should they be putting out political messages? Bro, it's like a joke I made on the podcast before. It's like, you work in a sock factory. Why are you putting out public messages about racism that makes no sense? You make socks, dude. They make Red Bull. Firing them was the right move. The company should not be getting political. It's bad for the brand. Asked for comment for this article, a Red Bull spokesman said, as colleagues, when we have things to say to each other, we speak to each other directly. We trust that you will appreciate this. Shortly after the story went live, the June 17th video presentation outlining the project was deleted from Vimeo. In the video, Kozak said he wished Red Bull had been more vocal in its support of Black Lives Matter. Tangible change is the only thing that counts. Regarding corporate leadership in Austria, he said, while we may not always like everything that is being decided, we work very closely with our global counterparts. Why is it that this weird religion is infecting all these different corporate brands? What does it have to do with selling soda or selling pizza? Literally nothing. How creepy would it be? Think about any other ideology. You go to a Chuck E. Cheese's and you sit down and you're like, I'll have a pizza. My kids are going to play with the whack-a-mole. And they go, yes. But first, we're going to pray to our Lord, Lorgathon, the dragon lord of the West. You'd be like, what? I'm not interested in that. Pray or else, or no food for you. You'd be like, okay, I guess. Or you'd get up and leave. It'd be very weird, wouldn't it, if they asked you to preach for some ideology that has nothing to do with the pizza restaurant you've gone to. That's what they're doing. So they go on to say, he also said Red Bull had already emerged from the storm of COVID, gaining market share over chief rival Monster with U.S. sales down by only 2.1% in the first half of 2020. I don't care about their sales. The company hired a consulting firm to help with internal conversations about diversity. Taylor said in the presentation that Red Bull had remained respectively quiet on social media regarding Black Lives Matter while working on the diversity project. She said the company would grow black representation in its staff, marketing, and work with social justice organizations like Chance the Rapper's Chicago charity Social Works and New Orleans-based Overcome Racism. She also said Red Bull recently hired consulting firm Rewire to facilitate conversations about diversity. Look, man, I don't know why they're all doing this. I find it all very strange. The weirdest thing I've encountered was when I worked for Fusion, an ABC News company. All of a sudden, one day, they were just like, we want to talk about gender. And I was like, no one has any idea what you're talking about. Oh man, I love this story. There was apparently some like marketing meeting where they were supposed to be pitching to brands how they were going to convince people to buy their product. And the guy literally goes, gender. And people were like, what? We're going to talk about gender. And people were like, what? We're trying to tell people we're going to sell pizza. Like, what is this weird critical theory stuff you're injecting into the brand? Well, guess what? That company spent like $300 million and flushed it out down the toilet. Get woke, go broke. Not always, of course, it can be done right. But in this instance, I think Red Bull wasn't willing to take the chance. Taylor also announced the launch of a program that would match employee donations to nonprofits and employee resource groups that would foster inclusivity. These are all just buzzwords for a non-theistic religion, mind you. Our goal is not to drive representation through quotas and percentages, she said. It's to fundamentally change the way we play. Ah, yes. What does that sound like? It's not enough to be passively not racist. We must be actively anti-racist. Rewire's founder did not respond to a request for comment on the firm's planned collaboration with Red Bull. They say Red Bull also dissolved its cultural marketing teams. Whoa! Not just the executives. They got rid of the marketing teams. Check this out. The executives' firings, along with layoffs in cultural marketing, have thrown into question the future of the diversity program. The company dissolved its cultural marketing divisions in the U.S., whose activities included sponsoring black-focused cultural events and elsewhere, according to an email viewed by Business Insider. While we are starting a new chapter at Red Bull North America, what has not changed is your resilience, drive, and commitment to the brand. Read an email sent to Red Bull's distribution team by VP of Finance. The employee who shared the email called it tone deaf for not mentioning the events, blah, blah, blah. One employee said staff were told they could either accept new roles or received exit packages, but that no new jobs have been announced. Get rid of all of them, man. When you start getting a religious sect joining your company and hiring other religious members of their sect, you gotta get rid of them. The goal of the company should be to function properly, merit. But if their goal is spreading their religion, they will extract your resources and wear your withered husk like a skin suit, praising their religion until there's nothing left and you're broke. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to indoctrinate people. A Red Bull employee who worked on the BLM project called Taylor a beacon of light on matters of diversity and said her sudden departure has staff concerned about whether leadership will make additional restructuring moves. Another employee said Red Bull achieved much of its success in the U.S. by sponsoring events like hip-hop shows and b-boy dance competitions, and that by firing Kozik and Taylor, Red Bull got rid of the only people to even acknowledge that there might have been a problem with diversity. What problem with diversity? You sell soda pop, dude. I don't know what these people are expecting. I got the message loud and clear, the person said. They go on to say there's more stories, if you want to follow what's been going on with Red Bull. More than 300 Red Bull employees signed a letter expressing concern about the company's response to Black Lives Matter. Fire all of them. Fire all of them, man. It's the only thing you can do. You've seen what happened with Gillette. They got woke. They got broke. Now, they may have gotten broke for other reasons because people are, jumping over to Dollar Shave Club and Harry's and stuff like that. But I think it's fair to say that these are tone-deaf, divisive, and destructive marketing plans that when they get into your company, they make people hate each other. It's not going to help you. Look, if you want to sell popcorn, you know what you do? You say to someone, guess what? This popcorn's the best. And they'll go, wow, the best, huh? I'm telling you, it's the best. And guess what? They might buy it. You maybe want to do a different cultural style. Maybe you want to target specific demographics. So you make commercials targeting their demographic. Hey, man, they talk about hip hop, right? Okay, so you do this. I got popcorn. Play some hip hop music. Yo, you like hip hop music? Here's popcorn to eat with your hip hop music. Guess what? You target the demographics and you mention why the product is worth buying. There's a bunch of other weird techniques in marketing. But you know what you don't do? You don't walk up to a bunch of people who are like wearing suits and say, here's hip hop popcorn. They're going to be like, not for me. So when you inject diversity and inclusion initiatives into your soda pop, do you think you're going to do better or worse? Worse. I'll tell you this. Because you're making a divisive political stand. The old joke is that when asked about why Michael Jordan didn't get involved in politics, he said, because Republicans buy sneakers too. I don't know if he actually said it. Apparently said something like that, but that's a good point. Look, man, if I make shoes, there's no reason for me to embrace a political and religious movement because then I'll sell less shoes. Apparently the Red Bull CEO figured that one out. And so, well, he's protected his company. But I'll leave it there. I got one more segment coming up in just a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.